Hello, everyone. Happy Friday. Thank you for joining HMIS for virtual office hours.
Yay, welcome.
Happy
All
Friday.
right. Thank you. Hi, Millie. Looks like Aurora's still connecting to audio. Give her a minute. We're going to go over managing households today. And then, of course, we'll open it up at the end for any questions or any other support needed by HMIS for our lovely users.
Awesome. Welcome, Alex. Love HLA representation. Happy
Hello.
Friday.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and we'll get started. So managing households is something, that a lot of users have possibly had some challenges with in the past. It's a great PowerPoint that is available on our help desk. We love to go over it. It's just a great opportunity and virtual office hours to talk about households and managing them in HMIS. So to get started, we'll talk about what is a household, right? So a household for HUD purposes and HMIS purposes is defined as an individual or group of people who share housing. So any household be any mix of family, friends, caretakers, roommates that are sharing space together. And in HMIS, creating a household allows that data that we're entering for our entry exit, our services to all be grouped for the client record. So we can enter one service that's going to show up on all of those clients' profiles and group them together, right? And one ROI, depending, obviously, we need to make sure that we have a paper signed release of information and informed consent for everyone in the household over the age of 18. Children can be included with the caretaker, but we can do one digital release of information for everyone in the household. So one exit, like I said, one entry and the services, right? And we always want to make sure, right? Very important that we have one head of household identified, and all other household members must have a chosen relationship to head of household. So relationship to head of household and one and only one head of household is extremely important. How do we start a new household in HMIS? If the client can't be found in HMIS, then we use that funnel technique that we're all taught for entry, exit, and entering folks into HMIS. First, we search so that we do not create any duplicates and see if there's an existing profile. And if an existing profile is found, we are going to be sure that we add every household member into that household, right? We're also going to make sure that we answer for any new clients. If they're not already in HMIS, we're going to do all the pull downs and if once we're doing an entry exit and we go to that point, don't forget that you're inheriting that data. So it's super important that you are going through the entire entry assessment and exit assessment for everyone in the household because you're inheriting that data, right? And we're going to add a new client with the information once we're entering new clients in. This shows if they're already in HMIS. We're going to go from client information here, and then we'll navigate to the household tab. Once we're on that household tab, we're going to look at the different households that are going on depending on the current situation, right? We may have a household that we can go ahead and use, or we may have a household that we need to manage. The first thing that we're going to do when we go into the household or create a household is to select that household type, right? All types of different makeups, as I mentioned before, are going to create our households. So you're going to read over that list and choose the appropriate from the drop down. To verify the household members, you're going to scroll down until you see the little plus sign, right? So when we're adding, we're going to search in our funnel technique, and we're going to add those clients as they pop up. If they're not in the system, then we enter all the information that comes up top if we're adding a new client, as we discussed. If not, and they do come up, then we just hit that plus button, right? And then you can see in the next screen, once we've selected that client, then Frankenstein's going to pop down to Mary Shelley and it will show both selected clients here. Then you're going to hit continue. The next screen is going to give you that drop down for head of household and then relationship to head of household. And again, we just want to select one head of household and then we want to designate the relationship to head of household. How about updating a household size? So when you go into households and you go to manage the household because perhaps someone needs to be removed from the household or someone needs to be added to the household, when we hit the minus button, it's going to give us a date. So we're looking at today's day. Who is in the household as of today's date, right? And if we are removing them, then it'll pop up and say, what day did they leave the household, right? Like I said, this PowerPoint is provided. I want to read it verbatim here on virtual office hours, but lots of good information, and this can be found on the help desk. But make sure really that you're verifying which type of household you have. If you're adding or deleting, there may be previous members that you can add back, or you can search again in that funnel technique and look for additional members. And then you would hit continue once you have removed folks from a household. We never want to delete anyone. We want to make sure we're entering that date that they're exiting, or the date that they're coming in is the date that we're adding them. And this shows that we searched for Morticia and we went ahead and added Morticia to the household. Okay, so we can see down here, we chose a new type of household. We designated who's head of household, one and only, and then the relationship to head of household. That is managing households. I know I went through it super fast, but again, this is available on the help desk step by step. And of course, always, if you are having issues, if you're not seeing someone or you set up a household and for some reason you're unable to find it or follow along with when to exit someone from the household, bigger questions like that, please put in a help desk ticket. We're always here to help you. The help desk ticket, we all man the help desk. Karina, Amani, Tony, even Cindy, depending on the level, right? So we're always here to help. Does anybody have any questions regarding managing households? No questions regarding managing households? All right, well, thank you so much for that. Again, this PowerPoint is available on the help desk. And if you would like, you can actually save it to your computer so that you can reference it on your own as well. And we'll go ahead and move into the next part of virtual office hours.